The scalding coffee drips down her face. Sergeant Miller's smirk widens as the entire base cafeteria turns to watch. She doesn't flinch, doesn't scream. Her hand moves to her neck, touching the fresh burn, and something in her eyes shifts. 60 seconds. That's all it takes for him to realize he picked the wrong Marine dart. The morning started like any other. Tuesday at Camp Pendleton. Corporal Reese Chun sits alone, her breakfast tray untouched, scrolling through messages from her daughter. 3 weeks until she ships out again. 3 weeks to make memories that might have to last forever. She doesn't notice Miller approaching until his shadow blocks her screen. Move, he says. Not asks, commands. She looks up slowly. Sergeant Miller has that look the one guys get when they've been promoted too fast, when they mistake rank for respect. Behind him, 3 of his buddies lean against the wall, arms crossed, waiting for the show. There are 6 empty tables, Reese says quietly. I want this one. What happens in the next 30 seconds has been replayed on security footage over 4,000 times. But the footage doesn't capture everything. It doesn't show how Miller's hand accidentally tips his cup as he reaches past her. How the coffee isn't just hot, it's fresh from the pot, still steaming. How he chose the moment her phone was in her hand, the screen showing her daughter's face. The liquid sears across her jawline, down her neck, soaking into her uniform collar. The cafeteria gasps. Someone drops a tray. Miller's friends laugh, that ugly pack animal sound that echoes off concrete walls. Reese sets her phone down carefully, slides it away from the spreading coffee puddle. Her fingers are steady, too steady. You should be more careful, Corporal, Miller says, loud enough for everyone to hear. Clumsy. She stands, 5'4" to his 6'2". But she's already closed the distance before his brain processes the movement. Her left hand shoots up, not to his face but to his wrist, the one still holding the empty cup. She twists, hard, controlling the joint, pulling him forward into his own momentum. Combat Jiu-Jitsu. Level 3 certified. Miller's smirk vanishes. He tries to pull back, but she's already pivoted, her hip connecting with his center of gravity. The throw is textbook. He goes down like a falling tree, and the crack of his shoulder hitting concrete makes everyone in the room wince. But she's not done. Before he can process what happened, she drops her knee onto his chest, controlled. Precise, not enough to break ribs, but enough to empty his lungs. Her face hovers inches from his, and when she speaks, her voice is barely a whisper. Only he hears it. I was shot twice in Fallujah protecting guys like you. I've earned every inch of space I occupy. She stands, adjusts her uniform. The entire cafeteria is frozen. Miller's friends haven't moved. Nobody has. The base commander who reviewed the footage later said it was the most controlled use of force he'd seen in 20 years. Self-defense. Textbook de-escalation of a hostile situation. Miller received a formal reprimand and anger management counseling. Reese received an apology. But here's what the report didn't include. When Reese walked out of that cafeteria, her coffee-stained uniform still dripping, 12 other female Marines stood up and followed her. Not in protest, not in defiance. In solidarity, Miller never bothered anyone again. Not because he was afraid, though he probably was, but because he finally understood something that should have been obvious from day one. Respect isn't given by rank. It's earned by character. And that morning, he learned the difference. Reese made it to her daughter's birthday 3 weeks later. She didn't tell her about the incident. Some battles don't need to be explained. They just need to be won. What's the bravest thing you've witnessed? Drop it in the comments.